How are you? It's Ben from EQL Networks and Security, and today we're going to be looking at an up-and-coming camera manufacturer called Tiandi. We're actually going to be looking at their latest 5-megapixel turret Starlight camera. The part number is actually one of the shortest part numbers, but I can't even remember it, so it's going to be listed here. Now, first impressions of that camera is that it is well made. The whole camera is metal and doesn't have any plastic on it. The also thing you'll find is got its black face and also a microphone similar to other cameras. So in this video, what we're going to do is test the camera indoors against the color chart and then take it outside and see what type of footage we get in day and especially at night. So let's go set this up. So here we got our color checker chart. This chart basically gives us an idea of what the colors are like in comparison to real life, and also gives us an idea just to zoom into some corners and see what we get. So this camera is probably sitting about 1.5 meters away from this chart. But what we'll do now is we'll zoom into each corner of the chart, and then once we've done all that, we'll put them side by side. You can have a look. So you can see here in comparison, you can't really see, especially in the measurement side of the scale of things, you can't actually see anything there. But if we look towards the color checker and X-Rite, it's not perfectly clear, but you can make out what the lettering and stuff is there. So overall, the colors are a little bit oversaturated, to say the colors are a little bit more vibrant compared to the color chart, but overall gives still a very good clear picture, and colors are still easily identifiable. What we'll do is we'll switch this over into black and white now. Once again, what we'll do is we'll zoom into each of the corners. As you can see here, we'll see the color checker. You can't even make out any of the lettering, same as the X-Rite. It's very blurred out, and once again, the measurement ruler, you can't make out anything there whatsoever. So in this next video, what we've done is we've set this up on the outside. So I'm actually walking here probably about 15 meters away. So you'll see first up, the picture is very clear, there's very little noise, it's actually quite sharp, which is really impressive. But as I walk along here, you'll get an indication, and if I freeze it there, you'll see you can't make out any identification, you can't make out any facial features whatsoever at that distance. Once again, this camera is not designed to be able to pick up facial recognition that far away, and motion blur is very similar to other cameras on the market. In this next video, scene or video, whatever you want to call it, I'll actually walk up to the camera. And you can see here when we freeze it that you can still make out facial features. In this particular point, it's overexposed. I probably haven't set up what they call a smart IR. So as you walk up closer, it actually, what it does is it takes away that overexposure and adjusts the intensity of the IR as you get closer to the camera. What we'll do is we'll zoom in over here. So what you can see here, for some reason I don't know why it does this, but we always have to adjust the zoom ratio when we go in. But you can see here on this picture is you can't make out any number plate details whatsoever. The IR is actually bouncing off it and reflecting off it, so it's totally overexposed. But if you look at the make and model of the car, you can clearly see, it's a Kangoo, it's a Renault. That lettering is really clear and sharp, which is very impressive. And also, if you make out to the right there, you can probably see Visitor being spelt there on the curb. So overall, I was really impressed with how sharp and little noise this camera had during at night. So yeah, pretty impressed. See, now we have our daytime shot. So as you can see, it's very sharp, very crisp, very clear, very wide angle lens, say compared to other 2.8 mils on the market. And once again, I'll walk in front there. We freeze it there. You can still make out a little bit of facial features. You can see what colors and everything that's going on there. Still not super clear as far as facial recognition, but gives you an idea of who may be there and walking. So in this next one, what I'll do is we'll walk up to the camera. So if I approach the camera and then we freeze it, it's about there. You clearly see facial features. You can even start making out little logos and stuff on the shirt. So yeah, gives you an idea of what that is as you get closer to the camera. So in this next shot, what we'll do is we'll start zooming in on the number plates. So we'll just adjust this aspect ratio, and then you can see here, you can see the number plates, you can make out the letters and numbers. You can also make out the car, make, model. So yeah, it's not super crisp and clear like when you start getting up to high resolution cameras, but once again, as I mentioned before, high resolution camera doesn't necessarily mean better pictures, especially at night. So yeah, that gives you an idea of daytime footage. As you can see from this camera footage, it performs really well. The daytime images are sharp, crisp, and the nighttime images have less noise when compared to other cameras. It performs well in the day and night, which makes this camera worth considering. Look, it's not the cheapest camera on the market, but it's also not the most expensive. Its price point is cheaper than other well-known manufacturers and is definitely worth considering. You may not have heard the name Tiandi before, but I'm sure this camera manufacturer will soon be recognized as one of the better cameras on the market. It provides great imagery at an affordable price point. Well, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching. And remember, if you like what you saw, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you get notified of our latest videos. Also, don't forget to put in the comment sections if you have any other questions or you want us to test anything else. At EQ Oil, we're always here to help and support your business.